ठीक आ रहा है right now. You come to me. Yes, my sixth class students. Here is another session of your physics, and that may be fifth session. And we are in previous session we have learned the chapter light, shadow, and reflection. In that session, we have learned what is light, what are the special characteristics of light, and classification of objects in accordance with light. We have classified the objects in three categories, my children, that are transparent, translucent, and object. Transparent, and transparent, translucent, and opaque. These are three groups of the objects in which classified according to the light. Now, another classification of the object according to the light, and that classification classify the objects in two categories. That groups are luminous and non-luminous. Which object is called luminous? A object which has its own light, which emits light, is called luminous. A object which has its own light or which emits light is called luminous, like the electric bulb. The sun emits light. It has its own light. It always emits light. It is emitting light from 5 Arab years ago. A burning candle is also a luminous object which emits light. It also emits light. These are the luminous objects which emit lights, and light is a form of energy. Yes, you know very well. And the another group is non-luminous. A object which have not its own light, which does not emit light, is called non-luminous. For example, my children, this duster, it has not its own light. It does not emit light. Light rays does not come from this object, whereas from sun, the light rays are coming to the earth, up to earth, and goes so many places in the universe. Like this, the candle is also emitting light which reaches to our eye and on our books and other materials. But this duster is not emitting light. It has not its own light. This sketch pen, it does not emit light. It has not its own light. So many examples are present in front of you. This book have not its own light. It is not emitting the light. So these objects which does not emit light or radiate lights are called non-luminous. I think that it is clear that which object is luminous and which object is non-luminous. Now, a phenomena of light. What? Light propagates on a straight path. I have taught you in the first session of this chapter the special characteristic of light, that light propagate on a straight path. It does not travel on a zigzag path. It always travel on a straight path. See, it does not propagate on a zigzag path. It propagates on a straight path. If the a burning candle is here, it is burning, and the light ray is coming from here, and it propagates straight in this way. It does not propagate like this. The light does not propagate like this. It propagates on a straight path. Yes, my children, you have learned in the first session of this chapter. I am going to show you so many instances, so many phenomena in which we prove that light propagates on a straight path. In that, one is formation of shadow. So at first, what is shadow and what are the conditions for the formation of shadow? Then I will prove that formation of shadow proves that light propagates on a straight path. At first, we learn what is shadow. In each and every day, my children, you saw so many shadows. Even yourself shadow forms on the earth. And where it forms behind you in the back side, or in the left side, or right side, or in front of you. Why the position of formation of shadow is changed, it is also discussed here. At first, what is shadow? In morning, your shadow is formed when your face in front of the sun. Then the shadow is formed behind yourself in your backside. And the color of the shadow is black. It means a black patch behind a opaque object formed on a screen is called shadow. A black patch behind an opaque object on a screen or in front of an opaque object on a screen formed is called shadow. Like this, if here is a candle and here is an opaque object, this ball, and here is a screen, and the light ray coming from the candle is like this, and another ray is passing like this, one ray is coming like this, the third ray, fourth ray is coming like this, and so many rays are falling on this. This part is brighter, light is reaching here. Here this part is also brighter, the light is reaching there, but a black patch is formed here on the screen. A black patch is formed on the screen. This black patch of this spherical object is called shadow, my children. Now, I am exhibiting that black patch on this blackboard practically. Vicky sir, my IT sector in charge is here. He is supporting me. See this black patch. See, the black patch of this duster. My children, the black patch is visible to you. And the shape of the black patch is changing when I am changing the source of light. When I am coming nearer to the duster, its size is increasing and the source of light is going away, then the size of the shadow is decreasing. And one times it becomes constant. It's so that the size of the shadow depends on the distance between the source of light and the opaque object. I have told you that what are the conditions for the formation of shadow. The first condition, a opaque object must be present. Second, a screen must be present. Here, a screen is our whiteboard. And a third, a source of light must be present. If they are arranged on a straight path, they come each other in front of each other, then the shadow of this opaque object is formed on the screen. And the size and shape of the screen, the size and shape of the shadow, tongue mistake, size and shape of the shadow depends on what factors, my children? The distance between the source and the opaque object. The distance between the source of light and the opaque object. You are saying the size is increasing, the size is larger, and when the source is coming back, the size is decreasing. My children? And the second, now, the source of light is fixed, but the object is changing its position with respect to a screen and with respect to source of light. The shadow is decreasing when the distance between the screen and object is less, and the shadow is increasing when the distance between the screen and opaque object is increasing. It means the size of the shadow depends on the distance between the screen and the object and the source of light. You have to understand that how the shadow is formed. It means a shadow is formed when a opaque object, duster, comes between the source of light and a screen, then a shadow is formed, and the color of the shadow is black, my children. But think, the shape and size of shadow is not fixed, and it maybe give you confusion. If I do it this, the shape and size of the object is changing according to the source and the screen distance. The shadow does not give the correct information about the shape and size of an object. Now see, what is the shape of this duster? Can you imagine? No. What is the shape of this duster? You are unable to say. And now the shape is changed. The object is same, but the shape is changing. Now the shape is changing. So a shadow does not explain about the shape and size of the object correctly, 100% right. It does not give any information about the color of the object. What is the color of this duster? And here is the shadow is black. It means shadow is always black. It does not change according to the color of the object, my children. And I have taught at first a special characteristic of light, that light propagate on a straight path. This is proved by the formation of shadow. When an object, opaque object is coming in the path of the light, then shadow is formed. And if it is away from the path, shadow is not formed. It shows that a shadow is formation is prove that light propagating on a straight path. My children, now a second activity I am going to execute will show that light propagate on a straight path, and that activity is very show you very clearly. It is a hollow pipe. My children, if you are showing in your camera, then it is a hollow pipe. I am able to see the camera from my eye with the help of this pipe. Yes, I am showing this camera with the help of this pipe. But when I bend this pipe, then I am unable to see like this, then I am unable to see the camera because the path is bent. Like this, I am drawing a figure for this activity. Yes, see it. My children, when the pipe is straight, yes, it is your pipe and it is straight. And if a candle is burning here, suppose the light starts from here and it goes a straight path, and here is your excellent eye, a खूबसूरत आंख आपकी, and you are able to see the candle because the path is straight. And if this path is being, if this path is bended, then what happens? If a candle is burning here, if the flame of the candle is here, then what happens, my children? The light starts to propagate from here and it comes and bounce, strike here. And from here, it is unable to move in this path. And so, you are unable to see from here the burning candle. My children, it's so that light propagate on a straight path. There are so many activities so that light propagate on a straight path. Now, question arises that did any phenomena occurs in the nature which prove that light propagate on a straight path? Yes, my children. There is two activity, two phenomena in the nature occurs which proves that light propagate on a straight path. And that phenomena are solar eclipse and lunar eclipse. Just I am going to draw a diagram for the solar eclipse which exhibit that light propagate on a straight path. Please see this diagram, my children, and then you are very clear that light propagate on a straight path. Just see, the size of the sun is very large. In the solar system is a big star. Now, here is Earth. It is smaller than Sun. It is Earth. And it is Moon. It is smaller than Earth. In this diagram, I am going to saw you lunar eclipse, sun. Yes. Now see, you have just learned that light propagates on a straight path, and here is a proof of that. This is moon. The light coming from the sun falls, propagate in this way, and a light is also passing through this position. A light propagates by this position. What happens? No light is falling on the moon. Moon has not its own light. Okay, my children? It is a best reflector, natural reflector of sunlight towards the earth. It shines because when sunlight falls on the moon, its surface is shiny and it reflects the light towards the earth and then it is visible. But here, in this case, the light coming from the sun, it stopped on the surface of the earth. This part is day of the earth and this part is night. No light is falling on the moon, therefore the peoples living on the earth on this part are unable to see the moon, and then lunar eclipse occurs. What is this natural phenomena? That light propagates on a straight path because the light is passing like this. If it covers a zigzag path, then what happens? It comes from here and reaches to here. The light comes to here and reaches here, and it reaches, and the moon starts to shine, and on the earth, every time the moon is visible, which is not possible. My children, I think that you have learned more and more about the special characteristic of light, that is, light propagates on a straight path, and I have shown you so many activities to represent that light propagates on a straight path, and this is the natural phenomena by which you are able to prove that light propagates on a straight path. My children, this is more for you. You are learning at first physics in this class, and so you think that this subject is tough, but I say you that it is most easy subject in respect of any subject if you learn with concentration. And my children, it is a period of Corona-19 and it is a golden time to study at home for the student, and time is sufficient. If you like to study 14 hours, that is available. So please use this time very well, and a praise from me. मेरे बच्चों, जिंदगी में कभी दादा दादी से प्यार किया हो न हो, इस कोरोना 19 के वक्त में अपने दादा और दादी का विशेष ख्याल रखो, क्योंकि कोरोना 19 सबसे पहले 60 के पार को टच करता है, अटैक करता है. यू हैव गॉट ए गोल्डन चांस कि अपने दादा और दादी से प्यार कर सको. थैंक यू. मेक ए नाइस डे. गॉड ब्लेस.